guest is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's also an activist, writer, and producer. Please welcome the incredible Kareem Abdul Jabbar. We're all standing out. Oh my God.
That's wonderful.
It is such an honor to have you here on the show.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, we've met before, right? Do you remember?
I don't know.
You know what? I didn't remember either. Look, but right here we took this photo.
Okay.
Don't you think I look quite tall?
Well, you're getting there.
I'm getting there? Okay, I thought I was tall until I stood next to you now.
Yeah, everything is relative. You know that.
Yes, sir. Now, you've accomplished a lot. You're like probably the most accomplished person to ever sit on this couch. Y'all gotta hear this. Okay, let me make sure I get this right. 6-time NBA champion and 6-time MVP. Sit with that. 19-time NBA All-Star. What? Recipient of Presidential Medal of Freedom. New York Times best-selling author of 17 books. And holds 8 honorary doctorate degrees. That's... Who does that? Oh my God. How do you feel hearing that?
Well, I'm proud of it. Sometimes it surprises me that you kept talking there. I did all of that, you know?
Yes, you have.
I guess I have.
Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. I was like, wow, I did one little book. He did 17. My God. That is, you give us so much to aspire to. So we honor you, I have to say that. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you had a reunion with the Showtime Lakers a few months ago?
Oh, yeah.
What was it like getting back together?
It was great. It was good seeing all the guys. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's all the guys that played at Showtime. We all got together and went over to Maui and spent, 5 or 6 days remembering things, remembering who owed us money, who cheated at cards, all of those things.
Did you all play at all? Any basketball?
No. We had a fake practice where we looked like we were practicing, but we weren't. And Magic took pictures and shared them with everybody. But it was a fun time.
It looks like an amazing
some of the guys I hadn't seen since I retired, and that was 30 odd years ago.
30 odd years ago. That had to be an amazing reunion.
It was, and it was fun. I'm glad I went.
Well, back in the day, did y'all ever pull any pranks on each other?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time. I remember one time I left Boston Gardens and they cut up my jeans.
They cut your jeans?
Well, they were getting even with me for some of the tricks I had played on them. We had a really good one where we switched shirts. 2 guys that used to hang out together, Larry Spritz and Mike McGee, they often dressed alike, and they came in one night wearing the same exact shirt, except Larry was a lot bigger than Mike, right? So Mike had to go get a stitch because he got clipped in his eye. He had to go get a stitch at the hospital. So at halftime, we switched their shirts. When he went to put on his shirt at the hospital, the shirt looked like a blanket. And it took them a while before they could change shirts again and get their wardrobes back in line.
Sound like y'all had to tell y'all toes around each other, huh?
Well, some of the part of being a professional athlete, you got to deal with boredom. You got to go someplace, you got to study plays, know them. You got to go over them again. Then you got to go to practice and go over it again. And once you get it down, it's repetitive, and it can be boring. So, we do the best we can to keep it light, entertain each other. Guys that are into music. I was the librarian. I made sure all the guys had good things to read that hadn't had.
That's good. Now, Magic Johnson was here early in the season. What was it like when you two first met?
Oh, it was funny. It was funny. Magic's first couple of weeks with the Lakers was hilarious because he was a devoted fan of the rock group Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh.
So he'd have that on his box, and we could hear him when he got into the parking lot. We could hear Parliament. We could hear. And we hear the door. But we had ways that we used to haze the rookies. And his rookie year, he was my guy, and he had to get my newspaper every morning.
Magic Johnson.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And he got it, too.
Now, when he was here recently, he talked about his yacht vacation, and I haven't gotten an invite. Have you got an invite to the yacht vacation?
I was hoping you got an invitation.
No.
And then maybe I could come with you.
See, we have to figure that thing out.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we're going to spend more time down at Magic's house.
That's what the trick is.
So we can get on the list.
Okay. Okay, I thought it needed a certain height requirement, so I'm trying to get in there.
Well, hey, listen, a star like you, don't worry about it.
I'll take that from you. Okay. Thank you for that. We got to talk about LeBron James. How do you feel about him breaking your record with most points scored?
Well, hey, LeBron has earned it.
Yes.
He's worked hard for 20 years. I mean, more power to him. I didn't really play to deal with records.
Right.
I wanted to lead my team to the championship.
Mm.
I was fortunate enough to win, to be on the winning team 6 times.
6 times.
And we played. And I was MVP twice, and I'm satisfied with that. You can't have everything for too long. Records were made to be broken, and more power to LeBron. I hope he enjoys it and does all that he wants to do during his career and after his career. He's had an incredible career. He does incredible things off the court and on the court. Off the court, he sent a whole school district to college.
You set a great example.
That's an incredible example. And then on the court, you saw he's crushed everybody for 20 years now. So he deserves it, and I hope he enjoys it.
Wow. You heard it. More with Kareem. We'll be right back. Is it true that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired you to write?
I took part in a program. Dr. King came to address us. I was the tallest journalist out here with him.
Did being in New Jersey help you prepare for your career? We're back with Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Okay, you're launching your first ever fan club. Tell us what it's about.
Well, let's see. We're trying to get kids interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. And I have a program I'm doing with the United Los Angeles School District where we send kids to camp for 4 nights and 5 days.
Nice.
And they do science, technology, engineering, and math experiments out in the open. They observe the night sky. They do water samples. They do soil samples and learn about what flora and fauna are all about and how important they are to preserving our ecosystem. And
That's amazing.
yeah. So
Okay.
Campskyhook.org if you want to learn more about it.
We definitely do.
And if you want to help us, we're begging. So
we would love to. We love helping out the babies. You also have a weekly online column. Tell us about that.
Well, I have a column with Substack, and I do 1 or 2 articles a week, and I talk about everything.
Nice.
Sports, politics, race, you name it. I try and talk about it when it's pertinent.
Yes. Is it true that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired you to write?
Well, when I was between my junior and senior year in high school, I took part in a program, a workshop program. I was in a journalism workshop, and the gentleman who started this program, Dr. Clark, he invited. He was good friends with Dr. King, and he invited him to address the participants in the program. So Dr. King came to address us, and I was in the journalism workshop, and they picked me to go with all of the reporters that were traveling with Dr. King. He had just gotten Man of the Year the year before, and he would get the Nobel Peace Prize later in 1964. So the press was with him all the time. So they let me be. I was the tallest journalist out there with them. And I got to, interact with him and ask him a question. And he told me that the program was going to succeed because we were already thinking about how to make our community, Harlem, a better place. And meeting someone like that stays with you.
Of course.
You don't forget that, especially what happened afterwards. Within 4 years he'd been assassinated, and part of my activism has so much to do with the example that he set. Mm-hmm. And we are very lucky to have had someone like him to show us the way to go.
Yes. I'm blessed to have you share this with us today. And so you once played music with Muhammad Ali?
Yeah. I met Muhammad Ali actually to sit and talk with him at a party during my freshman year at UCLA. And he was fooling around with a guitar. So I slipped in behind him, got behind the drum set and tried to back him up. We didn't make anything but noise, but it looks good in the picture.
It looks great in the picture. Will you stick around for a little bit? Go with Kareem. We'll be right back. I would love to hear that. Did you have a celebrity crush growing up? And who was it?
To tell you the truth, it was Sophia Loren.
All right.
I thought that she should have been given a Nobel Prize for sexy.
Woo! And your kid. We're back with Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Now, in your weekly column, you have a section called Kareem's Short Takes. So we thought it would be fun to get your take on a few things. Ready?
Okay.
All right. What TV show are you currently watching?
I'm currently watching The Last of Us. Because there's nothing like a zombie movie to take your mind off of the fact that eggs cost too much.
I love the answer. Okay.
Poker Face.
Poker Face.
Poker Face, because it's about someone who finally they've updated Colombo. Okay. And The Hunters season 2, because it really satisfies my soul to see Nazis get what they deserve.
This is a good one. Did you have a celebrity crush growing up, and who was it? Don't you want to know?
To tell you the truth, it was Sophia Loren. If I quote the Maltese Falcon, she was the stuff that dreams are made of. Exotic looking, curvy, fiery, and with an Italian accent.
All right.
I thought that she should have been elected, given a Nobel Prize for sexy.
Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay. What music is best to sing in the shower?
I would have to say Marvin Gaye.
Go.
Yeah, I don't have to shampoo, so I can get through half of. I heard it through the grapevine before I'm finished. You know? I'm in and out.
Oh my God. Oh, this is a good one. When is it the most difficult to have such long legs?
When I have to sit in the movie theater for a really long film, you know, after 2.5 hours of Avatar 2, man, I got to get up, and my legs was like rusted tin cans. And if anybody was behind me, they would have got off that I had to get up and use the restroom. Because it would take me 5 minutes. But there you go.
That's a good one. What's a food you can never say no to?
That would have to be Thai food.
Thai food is good.
I think watching all those martial arts movies when I was a kid made me appreciate Asian culture to a large degree. And when I got older, I visited many of those countries and got a taste of their real culture, their art, their traditions, and the food. So, Thai food is kind of like Sophia Loren. It's exotic and fiery, you know? No, but I love the noodles, the curry, the peanut sauce.
Yes.
The meat crab. This is making me hungry.
Me too.
You don't have an entire restaurant around here.
No, but we can get you something to eat. This is the happy place. We'll feed you now.
I'm just kidding.
All right, he said, I'm just joking. Okay, now, you know, my son, he loves some basketball, and his dream is to be in the NBA. Do you have any advice for little David? And he want to be your height, too.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that. He would have to talk to my parents about that. But as far as the game is concerned, just have David, as long as he's having fun out there on the court, let him go. He needs...
You hear that, David?
He should be having fun, and he should learn the fundamentals. So that when he wants to be, you know, whatever his size is, he'll have people he can emulate that were outstanding. You know, like LeBron or Steph Curry, or there'll be a lot of people that he can emulate and model his game after, and he'll do okay. And if he doesn't have the talent, he doesn't. But as long as he's having fun, learning the game and playing it, let him go on.
Thank you so much for that. You hear that, little David? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.